All right, guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you today? Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for studying my content. And if you are a new viewer, please ensure you subscribe, because trust me, we have a whole lot of value to add to your trading journey. All right, just as our culture, right, every weekend like this, we always go through a pair that we are looking at and the opportunities we are expecting to look out for in the coming week. So just as our culture, we will start from DXY, right, by analyzing DXY. Just like what I said, DXY is a pair I use as an indicator to tell me the direction of what USD pairs are doing, because majorly I trade USD pairs, right? Majorly, no, almost all the USD pairs, those are my pairs, and also maybe some GBP pairs and some other pairs that I can spot my pattern on. So I will really look at them. Now, I'm going to start from the weekly time frame. Let's see if we can actually get a quick one. We can see how this price action is really accumulating. You can see what is happening. Now, looking at this, right, on the weekly time frame, based on the weekly structure, I am expecting price to come back to this block. That has already happened. But moreover, we can still see an opportunity whereby price might actually come back to this area, Now, we can see what happened, just like what we said last week. Price took out liquidity here. And if you really go to lower time frame, right, we have a sell liquidity zone here, liquidity graph here, right? If you go to lower time frame, which is maybe 4-hour time frame or 2 hours time frame, we are going to see the pattern that this particular pair really gave to us for us to take this trade. Now, going to the daily time frame. Now, just like what I said, I'm still really expecting this pair to go higher. Really, I'm expecting this pair to go higher much more for this particular price action to actually come to this area. So in this light, now I can also see that price is also accumulating here. So I will be expecting price to pull back at all, if at all that is going to happen to this area before price will move higher. As you can see, we are expecting price to actually take out this low, then price should pull back into this before it will continue to go higher. So let's go out to 4-hour time frame. Price already broke market structure here, so invariably I will be expecting price to actually come back into this particular block right before I am going to be a seller, then continue onto this particular buying opportunity. Let me just see if I can get a zone for me to really trade this. Let me go to 1-hour time frame. Just want to get a clearer zone, right, for me to trade from. Now, in this particular instance, right, as you can see, this particular block here, all right, I'm expecting price to pull back into this particular zone before I will continue right down, right? I want a retracement into this zone, right, before this pair will come down, or much more. Let me go back to the 4-hour time frame, right? Or price should come back to this area, take out liquidity, reject on this zone, and actually fly up. So majorly, I'm expecting a kind of retracement up before I am going to be a buyer on this pair. Don't forget what I said. I'm still expecting price to come back, because we can see the accumulation that is really going on here, right? Price moved up in an impulsive move. So in this light, we're expecting this zone has been taken out, then much more this particular zone might still get to be retested. Then this is another liquidity zone for price to reject on this particular area. So this is my expectation on DXY. I'm still bullish anyway, but before then, I am actually going to be bearish. I'm expecting a sell, right, to buy trade, and for this price to actually go higher. So this is my expectation on this pair. Now, looking at EURUSD on the weekly time frame, a quick one, we can see the same thing actually happened here. Although we actually see that how this particular low took out liquidity. So is it that we're going to continue to go higher? I'm not really sure, but let's see what this particular pattern will say. Now we have a gap here which can really be closed. Let me see if it's actually going to be within that range, right? This particular zone, we can still expect it to close maybe until when price gets to this area, which is really what we are looking out for, right, before we will continue to go down again. But anyway, that is really out of the scope of what we are really discussing. So let's just see the daily time frame and see what is really happening there on the daily time frame. Now, on the daily time frame, we see price taking out liquidity, then price is rejecting on this particular zone. So in this slide, right, we have a zone that can actually be taken out, and this is also a gap here that this particular price action is filling. So in this slide, are we still expecting price to come down or just to go higher? Now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, based on the rules, now we should really be expecting this price to pull back, because on this price was accumulating, gave us an impulsive move, then we can actually expect price to continue to go down from here. If I told this price we buy, maybe we are actually expecting it to come back into the zone to buy. This particular zone will be a very good zone for us to buy this pair. If I told this particular pair will be a buyer, so I'm expecting a retracement up to this particular area. This is 4-hour time frame. Let's go to 3 hours time frame if we can really get a very good zone. Maybe 2 hours time frame. There was actually an impulsive move that actually moved higher in this on Friday. So we have all these zones that we should really be looking at as a liquidity grab. So much more, we're expecting price, right, to come back into this area. Then with that, I want price to actually push down from here. So this particular tips, if that liquidity is not taken, then that can actually push price higher. And if that will be taken, then we'll be expecting price to give us a manipulation to the upside. Then this particular zone, as you can actually see it here, will be rejected. Then this price will actually continue to go down, maybe onto this particular zone. So this is my expectation. But moreover, just like what I've actually said on the USDCHF, I really want this particular pair to retrace, take out liquidity before I want it to continue to buy. So if that happens, this is another good zone anyway. This is another good zone that we can actually look out for, because this really fulfills all the characteristics we're actually looking for. We like to delete some of this. Let me delete some of these things here. Now, let me go to 1 hour time frame just to point our attention to that. Now we can see how price actually moved higher, took out liquidity, rejecting on this block. So much more, we can actually expect price to actually come back to this and continue to go higher. But if not, now on the 4 hour time frame, right, on the 4 hour time frame, we have a zone here that can still serve as a rejection zone for us before this price will continue to pull back higher. Now, lower. So my expectation is that this price should actually retrace down before continuing to go higher. Now, for USDCHF, just as the pattern we've seen on dollar index, the same pattern is actually given to us here. I'm still expecting price to still come all the way to this area. As you can see this, I am still expecting price to come all the way to this area. So this particular zone on the weekly time frame will be my liquidity zone. As you can see, will be my liquidity zone. So I'm expecting price to really come back into this area. So on the daily time frame, we can see what is really happening in here. Price was accumulating, the price dropped down. We have an impulsive double-side impulsiveness here in the middle of the range, double-side impulsiveness. So this particular block can also be a zone that I'm going to buy from, just like what we've actually what we have on DXY. Right, let's go to 4 hour time frame if we can actually have a selling opportunity to buy this pair. So in this slide, this is actually a good block for us. Let me mark it to this low. That is the best zone that we might actually be looking for a selling opportunity. Or a selling opportunity might actually be painted for us in there. So much more we can expect if price will not continue to drop and just retrace. We can expect price to come all the way to this zone, right? Or much more maybe to the breakout zone, as you can see that. So either of this zone, those are the place I will really be expecting my price to retrace through before going to lower time frame and pick my entry. Then in this area, I have a liquidity zone there. So I will be expecting price to come all the way down here, right? The first thing I'm expecting, we have a sell, right? Then buying opportunity, then go higher. This is my expectation on this pair. This is really what I'm expecting to see on this pair. Now, for GBP USD, going back to the weekly time frame again, right? In the weekly time frame, we can see, we'll try to delete this. the weekly time frame, right, we can see what is happening. This price is actually dropping. The price is actually not regular here. As you can see, we have a price action here. Price actually came back to retest this particular zone. So in this slide, we're expecting price to actually come to this zone and actually drop down. And that's really what happened. Price was dropping in here. So are we expecting to take this pair higher? If I thought this pair should go higher, then we're actually expecting it to still come back into this area. If at all that will happen, I'm expecting it to come back into that area on the daily time frame, right? On the daily time frame. Maybe we'll go to daily time frame and just refine it to a very good block. And right, maybe this particular zone anyway. So, but what is really going on in here? What is going on here? Now, on the daily time frame, we saw that price actually took out liquidity, went up, break market structure, price came up into this particular zone again and actually send this particular price action down. So in this light, where is a possible zone for us to really see this trade to be a seller? Now, I don't really have a clear structure on the daily time frame if to buy or to sell this pair, but nevertheless, my expectation is still to look forward to buy this pair in this area. But price was actually gave us a 3-8 pattern in this particular area, break market structure, retesting on this. Is it that this price will just continue to go higher? Maybe it will come all the way to this particular selling, this zone before it will retrace back. Let's see 4-hour time frame if we can really get a view. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price took out liquidity. We can see how it took that liquidity. To me, I will really be expecting price to retrace all the way down here. If at all is going to buy, then I will be expecting price to retrace all the way down here before I want to see it going higher again. And at the same time, we have this liquidity zone here. Price actually failed to actually retest on this particular zone. So this particular zone also can serve as a liquidity zone for us. This particular high can serve as a liquidity zone for us, for price to reject on this particular block here, right? That last candle there, that price can actually come all the way there. So if price will go up first, right, then I will actually be expecting a sell. But if price will just go down, then I will be expecting a buy into this zone again before I would look out for the next price action for me to really go on with. Then the next pair will be EURJPY. For EURJPY, the weekly time frame also, we can see that this price action, right, you can see what this price has been doing. Though it was bearish here, came all the way here to break market structure, price broke down, then we can see what is really doing, that this price is not bullish in here. But if you look at the structure, just the mini structure around this area, then we can see that is actually bearish. But nevertheless, price actually came to retest the gap that we have here. So what is our expectation on this pair? Let's see daily time frame if we're going to have a good view in there. Now, what did this price did, right? It came all the way down to take out this liquidity. Then we can see the impulsive move at which it broke out our liquidity. Then price was actually expanding in that area. Much more, the zone that I will really be expecting this trade to actually sell from, if at all that particular zone will be respected, would be, not really planning to bring this up, would be this area. But let's see 4-hour time frame if we can actually get another zone in the 4-hour time frame. That is the zone I will really be expecting price to come back to. So this implies that all this particular zone, now we also have a 3 pattern here, 1 to 3. So much more, I'll be expecting price to come back into this area for me to actually be a seller. So I will be expecting price to actually pull back up, then continue to go higher. Now, just this pattern, right, it's the zone actually to retrace down. So that is going to be my expectation, what I'm looking out for. But let's go to 2 hours time frame if we can actually get an opportunity for us to buy this pair. Is there an opportunity for us to buy this pair? I can't see it here, apart from we have 1, 2, 3 pattern. Maybe price will pull back into it or come back to take out the liquidity before it will continue to go higher. I can't really say. Or price will just come all the way to this low. As you can see, price was really accumulating here. This particular price action reject on this. Maybe price will just come back to this zone. Then that will actually make sense for us to continue to go higher. So far, we still have a long way to go for this trade to be a buy. So all these zones can actually be rejected, or much more, this particular zone also can also serve as our rejection zone. So this particular low will serve as a liquidity zone. Then price will continue to go higher. Don't forget what we're expecting. One price to come back into this zone, be a buyer. So we're going to see a buy into a selling opportunity, then continue to go lower. As you can see on the weekly time frame, the structure of this pair is definitely low. So the next pair we're going to look at is CADJPY. For CADJPY, we can see what this pair is also doing now. If you actually zoom out, this pair also has really been bearish. We can see lower high, lower low, lower high, then we have lower low. Then price is actually creating another lower high in here. So what do we see? This price is actually retesting this area. So we're expecting this particular price action also to continue to go down. But let's see on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, what do we have here? We have definitely equal low was taken, right? So the best zone for us to actually look to sell this pair would be this area. If at all, price will actually come back there. Is it that this breakout zone because we have a liquidity zone here, or let me just mark this candle in full, right? That particular zone will be where we'll be expecting this particular pair to sell from. Now on the 4 hour time frame, we also have a liquidity zone here, and we have price also painting this pattern in here. So this is not a clear zone. So we can expect price to come back, take out liquidity. So we have a liquidity zone here, we have another one here. So let me just mark that out, a liquidity zone. All right, we have another zone, right? So we should be expecting the third one into this zone, into this particular area. So maybe price would definitely retrace from there. Let me use Fibonacci just for me to test what is going on there, right? In the retracement, the 88 point, maybe price will just come back to this area of a price, or just fill up this before it will continue to go lower. But just be on the lookout for entry pattern in this particular area that we have here. Just be expecting the entry pattern in that particular area. So are we going to have a buying opportunity? Let's go to 2 hours. If at all, we're going to have a buying opportunity. Now, much more, if price can actually come back to this, it will have actually been okay, right? It will have actually been okay if price can come back to retest on this. That shows this low will be taken out again, 1 hour time frame. This low should be taken out, then price will just come back into that zone and just continue to play out, right? So in this manner, we're going to see a liquidity graph, price push up, then until take out this liquidity again, pull back into this and just drop down. So let's look at gold. But there's actually something I'm really expecting in gold, or that is yet to happen. That's yet to happen. We have a low here. Much more, I'm actually expecting that particular zone to really hold on gold. And this is the zone I'm actually looking forward to if price will actually come back to it. Price already gave me an impulsive move here. Not sure if that will just continue to play beyond the, continue to play out. Let me see weekly time frame. This pair is definitely up on the weekly time frame. We have that impulsive move. So we have this particular zone that can still be taken out. As you can see this here, this particular zone that we have this gap that has not been filled. That's on the weekly time frame. So we have a liquidity zone here, right? So let's go to daily time frame. Let's go to daily time frame. So on daily time frame, right? On the daily time frame, right, all this particular zone can still be filled, then price might have his way into this area. I want to use Fibonacci just for me to get the retracement area that I can mark, right? Is 50.62, right? This particular block, right, is where I will be looking out for, that if price gets to this zone, maybe around this particular area too. But if price get there, then we can actually see a push down. So that is my expectation. Let me just mark that, this particular block here. So that's going to be my expectation, or price can just come up into this fair value gap too. So that is another zone I'll be looking for. So far, this particular zone will be taken out. This particular zone will be taken out. I can begin to look for an entry. Although for me, on the lower time frame, 4 hour time frame, I was looking around this area, but much more. I will just be waiting for this particular zone, because I can see we have just like a triple top there. Like I want that particular zone to be taken out. So let's go to 3 hours time frame. If at all we're going to see an opportunity for us to buy this pair, which opportunity can we see? This particular price action reject on this zone. So we can wait if price will retrace back into this particular zone for us to be a buyer because we can't really see any other stuff in there. Maybe this particular fair value gap can also serve as where we might actually be buying this pair from. And so lastly, let's look at this particular pair has really been going higher, as you can see on the daily time frame. Also, it has been going higher. So it's just opportunity for me. I'll be looking for is a buying one, right? Is a buying one. Though I can see a pattern here. Let me use 3 hours time frame that is suggesting that this pair should go down. Right, I have a 3-8 pattern. No, it's a 3 pattern. Yes, it is. Price gave us an impulsive move. So in this particular light, I am expecting this particular pair to go down here, maybe until the time we're going to take a low, then actually continue to buy. But much more, we actually suggest if you're looking to trade this pair, just look for a buying opportunity for you to buy it. But we can still find a mini structure there just to push this price lower. So this is another zone that we can actually look to buy that pair. Now, let me go to 2 hours time frame and just to refine that zone, right? 30 minutes time frame. So the zone I'm expecting price to pull back from much more this particular zone. So if that happen into the zone, so if that happen, right, I want a push down, right, then for price to come back to this and be a buyer before we continue to go down. Though we have a zone here that's never been retested, and price can just come all the way to take out this low, reject on this, and just pull up or picking. But much more, I'm expecting to see a buying opportunity on this pair. I hope you have learned much. So if you have gained value from this video, please, I want you to hit on the like button to like this video. This will give opportunity for many more people to also have access to this and study it. And also, in this particular week, I made 2 videos on entry, so you will do well to also study that video and master it very well. I believe that if you can actually apply this into the forex market, indices market, or any kind of market at all, even this work on cryptocurrency, it will really help you to make much money. And don't forget, our website is up and running, so you're going to get the link in the description box. And also, the mentorship class is still open. You can get all the information on our website, what we offer and what we are actually expecting to pass across to you. All those things are on our website. Then also follow us on Instagram, just as the link has actually been displaying on this site. Then also join our Telegram page. Don't forget, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Help us grow as you are also learning from us. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye-bye.